everyone, it's Nina. Thanks for joining me today for a new tutorial featuring some of the newest products from Simon Says Stamp's Good Vibes release. Today I'm going to be using the EVERETT alphabet die set, and I'm going to be using the die set as a background to create a really fun background and also a hidden sentiment. So I've die cut that EVERETT alphabet many times from some white cardstock. I die cut it a total of 4 times, and I'm going to set those aside while I start ink blending another panel of cardstock. This is actually some Strathmore BRISTOL paper, and I'm using some distressed Oxide inks to create a really colorful area for me to die cut that same EVERETT alphabet die from again. I'm using a variety of inks from Abandoned Coral, Wild Honey, Twisted Citron, Evergreen BOUGH, Faded Jeans, and also some Wilted Violet. These colors blend together really nicely, and by the time I finished blending this entire background, I ended up with this really colorful assortment of rainbow colors. Once this has been ink blended, I'm also going to bring in some Altenew iridescent shimmer spray and flick on some splatters of that iridescent spray, which will reactivate the Oxide inks that I have underneath. When this reactivates, this is going to create that really fun texture, but it's also got a shimmer. I'm going to take that entire panel once it dried and cut it with the EVERETT alphabet die set. This is going to overhang a little bit, but that's what I want. I want to be able to have the alphabet covering the entire piece and creating this really cool background. You can save those letters and use them for another project, but also make sure to save all of the negative pieces that are cut out as well, because we're going to want to fit those back into place to finish off the letters on our background. I'm using some liquid glue to adhere my die cut panels together. I'm going to stack all of these pieces together, so I'll have a total of 5 layers of this background. This is creating a really dimensional background that will stand up off of my card beautifully. As I layer these together, I'm also trimming off the excess that's hanging off the sides, and that'll give me a nice clean edge. Remember those negative pieces? Here's where I'm bringing those back in and fitting them back into place on my background using some foam tape. I don't mind if these negative pieces are either a little taller or a little shorter than the background layers that I've got going here. I just want some dimension on these, and it looks pretty close. I'm going to adhere all of those different pieces back into place, and then once I've done so and added this onto a piece of white cardstock for the backing, I'm going to die cut the new Miss You block word die from a piece of black Tonic Studios cardstock and layer it onto a piece of white Tonic Studios glitter cardstock. Then I'll trim off the excess white glitter cardstock around the edges, and this is where my sentiment's going to end up going underneath of the letters H and I in my background. The H and the I are going to spell out the word hi, of course, and that's going to finish off my sentiment. I die cut 2 of those letters from that same white glitter cardstock, and I'm laying those back into place using 2 layers of foam tape. That's giving me a dimensional sentiment that'll stand out in the background, and then my Miss You is going to layer underneath. I also die cut a couple of hearts from some white glitter cardstock. These are some Simon Says Stamp hearts, and I covered each of those over with some glossy accents for a little bit of dimension. I did the same thing for the letters in the word hi, and I also added another layer of glossy accents over top of the Miss You block. Now, there's a lot of glossy accents on this card, so this did take quite a bit of time to dry. But once it did, it creates this really gorgeous dimensional effect on my die cut elements and really makes everything stand out beautifully. These new dies from the Simon Says Stamp Good Vibes release are so fun to use together and create some amazing cards. If you head on over to my blog, you can see more inspiration using the new release. I've got more details on how I finished off this card here. You can head on over to my blog to see all the details on that, which I have linked down in the video description and also on screen on the left-hand side if you click my logo. Thanks so much for tuning in today. I will be back again very soon with more inspiration for you featuring the new Good Vibes release. And until next time, I hope you have a great day. Bye!